YouTube, it's Mr. Dodo8449 here. Today we're doing a little bit of a different video. One thing which I never showed you one thing which I didn't show you and what I've learned from making the layout is what I should have done when I began, and how I should have correctly laid the track and the point motors and all that sort of thing, and the order and things like that I should have done them in. Now, well, because of that, and because I've got a bit of extra track, I'm going to be building myself a small shelf layout. But instead of doing it in double O gauge, like the main layout I've got here, I'm going to be doing this in N gauge. If anyone doesn't know, N gauge is basically half the size of double O gauge. I know it's not for people who know it, but this here is a bit of N gauge track, and if I compare it to a bit of... Sorry, my head would have gone in the camera then. If I compare it to a little bit of double O gauge track, you can see it's about half the size. It might be slightly bigger than that, but anyway. So because of that, you can build quite complex layouts, quite large layouts in a relatively small area. The other thing taken into account is N gauge is slightly cheaper than double O gauge. The locomotives are unfortunately about the same price. But generally wagons and coaches are a couple of £pounds cheaper. Track is a bit cheaper. For instance, this piece of flexi track is the same size as a double O gauge piece of flexi track, and it's about £2 different, I think. It's not massive difference, but because it's half the scale, you basically get double the length for the same price. So that's it. Now in the post I've got 4 points coming, 2 left hands and 2 right hands, and I basically have designed myself quite a simple track plan. Now, the basic idea is, main double O gauge layout is sort of a steam-ish era. Steam era, coming to the very end of that, and the early diesel locomotive era. But this one here is going to be a bit more of a modern era. It's basically just going to be shunters, and maybe a class 37 or something like that. All in N gauge though, so I'm only thinking of having 2 locos and about maybe 2 locos and a few wagons. But anyway, this is the track plan that I've designed. I'm trying to get it all, so I'm doing this all backwards to the camera, so you have to excuse me if it doesn't all quite get in. Something like that ish. There we go. Anyway, now this here was done on the AnyRail track designing software. If anyone's interested, you can get a free version which limits you to 50 pieces of track and scenery and stuff, or you can pay the full price of £30. You've got unlimited, you can make your own table size, things like that. But this is the layout. As I said, it's in N gauge. I'll just briefly explain what there is. Down here is a station, a country sort of station, rather than a great big thing. And this here would be the equivalent of 2 normal straights in double O gauge on this end here. And you've got a left-hand point, 2 corners that come off at different areas. Then you've got a nice, long straight here to a left-hand point, and then you've got the same distance as you do here, up here. Sorry, same distance here as the same distance here. Bit of it's under the tree cover though. Then coming around this side here, we've got a little bit. We've got the first of the right-hand points, and then we've got the second right-hand point. And now this light grey area you see here is actually going to be a fiddle yard, or whatever you want to call it. 2 tracks in there, and that there will be covered by, at the moment I'm thinking sort of a warehouse or something like that. Sort of maybe on this area of grass here there'll be forklifts and things like that moving around, and then that there will basically I'll be able to put up a backboard. And then just stick a picture to it, and that way it'll give me somewhere I could just leave. For instance, I could leave 2 trains in there all the time, and I wouldn't have to sort of fiddle around them. But yeah, the base idea, as you can see, static grass everywhere, a few trees here, and over in the back corner, and the blue thing is actually going to be a canal. It's going to be an old canal which is no longer used, hence there's going to be 2 bridges going across it. They're not going to be lifting bridge or anything like that. But hopefully that'll look quite good. Anything else to say about that? Well, the only thing that might be in there is a little bit of a road, sort of coming along the top here. that will sort of follow the track a bit and then turn away, and then a little bit coming off the station. But I'm not quite sure about that until I get actually the track onto the baseboard. Now that there is the basic track, well, plan, I would say. I'll just give you quick dimensions. The overall size across the top is 110 centimeters. Down the side it's 65 centimeters. The internal length is 100 centimeters. 95 centimeters. Sorry about that. It's 95 centimeters. Now I've changed my idea here. This here was originally 10 centimeters. Now I've made it 15 centimeters, so it's just straight down there. Now I have thought about it, and I might design it so at the 1 meter mark, sorry, the 95 centimeter mark, I can cut it into 2 separate baseboards to maybe split it. And then if I did that, I'd be able to show you how quite a lot of people design it so they can split the track, split the baseboards, and just connect the tracks back up and stuff. But anyway, yeah, so I'll think about that. At the moment it's quite small. You can actually see the baseboard in the background. I've got a little bit of work to do on that first before I start. So yeah, this will be the sort of end of the first video. It's just showing you the track plan, the idea and stuff. So yeah, I don't think there's much more really to say about that. I've already mentioned about the locos I'll be running and stuff, which is quite nice. If anybody does use any rail, I've just thought, and you're wondering how I got green and blue in there, well, it's what you have to do is, I think it's on insert, draw object, or draw box, or something like that. You then draw around, you create a box, and when you connect it together it turns to a light grey colour. Then click on the border, and then it will come with an option, it will say fill colour, and something like that. I only say that because this is the first track plan I've done where I've actually added colour and stuff to it. Trees are all in object libraries, and the track, in fact, if anyone is interested in checking it out, the tracks you get choice from ranges from almost every scale you can think of, N gauge being the smallest, and Garden Railway, they've called it, I don't know what scale that is, being the biggest. They've also got Lego in there as well, so it literally covers everything you want. You can do any single track plan, anything at all. If you buy, as I said, if I had a full version, you can make full scale layouts. I did this sort of thing on my layout, but I had to do it in 2 sections because there was over 50 bits in there. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to get a move on with this, and then I'm actually going to do a video about this almost straight away. This will be the first of how to make a layout from start to finish. So thanks for watching. I'd like to just hear your comments about this sort of idea. Basically, I will be doing a layout from start to finish, or at least a layout from start to scenery, in quite detail, so you get to learn how to do this. It'll be an N gauge, but same principles for double O gauge. So yeah, thanks for watching.